So the basic, so like that page explains how enjoyment in reading or watching a story or participating in one comes from a balance between, or a combination of surprise and recognition. So like you kind of have to understand what's going on in the story and relate to it on one hand, or recognize things in order to enjoy it, but then you also need to be surprised, because if it's just the same old story you've heard 100 times, it's boring. So, surprise, recognition. And that reminds me, like, Hans Grohe posted this thread recently, yesterday I think, about stories that are too cliched and just not well done. And I guess quite a few people on school survival have this viewpoint on a lot of stories that they read. And I think some of this is probably because, like, all of us are growing up in a sort of, or have grown up or whatever, living in a sort of story saturated world or media saturated world. So we're exposed to like all these stories and combinations of stories, television shows, songs, video games, news, all these things, that is like way different from like thousands of years ago when people told stories around campfires, and they maybe have only heard like a couple of stories in their whole life, or like a bunch of stories that are from their own culture or whatever. It's like now we can see all these unique combinations of stories, or not so unique combinations.